Okay. Good morning. Thank you for coming. The structure for today will be we'll have a from Party of European Socialist President Poln Nīroep Rásmussen, and then we'll have a short statement on the specifics related to the Greek situation from Stavros Lambrinidis, who is a member of the European Parliament, and then we'll go back to Poln Nīroep Rásmussen for a more detailed technical explanation of the PES proposal. So if I can introduce our President, please.
The question is in order, I assume the press conference is like a normal press conference.
You can do that, yes. Yes, good morning to everyone. There's a ghost running around in Europe for the time being, based on the fear factor in relation to the markets. Any governments, any commission or commissioner is bound of that fear factor. And it seems to me that this fear factor, which have another side of the coin, which is hedge funds and investment bankers speculating in thousands and thousands of trades each day, making money on speculating on spreads in member states' bonds, with the effects on ordinary people's living standards and member states' capability of managing economic crisis. So what we are after is to try to find another way. We cannot accept that we just leave it to the market to regulate living standards, economic circumstances under which member states have to find their way. So we want to get rid of this ghost. We want to look it direct into the eyes and saying, it's not our way. We are here to regulate, and we are here to ensure that also in crisis time, because after all we have a recession still, also in crisis time, some member states which are hit more than others, they have to be treated fair. What we're going to discuss today is a presentation of a short step and a longer step on how to manage in such a way that we can ensure in all situations within the Eurozone that member states are going to pay fair prices for their loans, and that they are not going to pay in the future speculative additional prices which are only created by hedge funds, algorithm speculation machines. That is not our duty. Our duty is to ensure fair prices for loans which member states can be forced to take to finance their welfare states and their way out of the crisis, but we will under no circumstances see one more time member states be brought into a situation where they will have to price a much too high speculative price for finding their way out of the crisis. That is my major message today. The costs at the markets have made also Greece in a situation which is out of relation to Greece's actual economic performance. So I want to say to the Commission that I hope the Commission tomorrow will present a clear and concrete way for the future on handling the whole of the Eurozone in a fair way. Let me come back to my concrete proposals, and let me stop here just by marking these concrete points. What we see right now is that this organization, PES, is the only one at European level who's engaged and presenting today a concrete plan for ensuring a never again for member states and for people. We are the only one who up till now have presented such a plan which is integrating our institutions and which is offering our member states a fair pricing in the future when similar crises will occur. Thank you.
Dear friends, imagine that I bought the insurance on your house, and then I made money if the house burned down. It would sound crazy to most people, and yet this is what financial speculation has been doing in the past few weeks, not only against Greece but against the euro. Indeed, the Greek situation, quote unquote, has revealed, if anything, a major deficit in the solidarity mechanisms of the European treaties and the European Union to deal with matters such as these. Now, Greece has announced that it will take extremely tough measures, as it ought to, in order to promote fiscal consolidation in the country. It will take measures, it will take even more measures and announce them if necessary, and it will apply them. And Greece will get out of the crisis under the circumstances. There's absolutely no doubt in anyone's mind who knows the Greek government and the Greek people. But Greece cannot deal alone with the major problem of the financial speculating that has been taking place in the past few weeks on the Greek economy. Now, this is not a new phenomenon, but the financial crisis allowed it to resurface. It did take place in the past, when we did not have a common currency. You had currency speculation at the time, and you remember how many countries had had, at times, their currencies being attacked as the weakest link presumed by the markets. And we as Europe came in and said, we're going to stop this, we're going to have the euro. But now, the speculation on the currencies has been moved to a different kind of speculation on sovereign debt. It was the new window that opened to the same markets that created the financial crisis in which we're in, without adequate supervision, and that today are trying to profit from the ruins that they created. In this context, three things need to be done. First, Greece needs to and will apply immediately extremely tough measures in order to alleviate the terrible financial situation inherited to the Greek government by the policy of the past 5 years. This is a Greek mess, and Greece will have to solve it and will. Secondly, US institutions must now, immediately, today, express their unequivocal support for the efforts of the Greek government and the Greek people, and unfold a concrete package of measures that will be used, if necessary, to stop speculation on Greece today. If you think of a Wild Wild West movie, think of Europe putting a gun on the table for everyone to be able to see. Every speculator. A gun that may never be used, but it has to be comprised of concrete measures of immediate support and solidarity towards Greece and towards the euro. And third, and extremely important as well, is the purpose of this press conference and of PolNίροup Rásmusen's and the Socialist Party's initiative. The deficit in European law led us where we have arrived today. Lacking a solidarity mechanism, the Stability and Growth Pact focuses only on its first word and not on its second. You cannot have a Europe that insists on a common European policy on stability, as it rightly should and must, but does not insist on a common European policy on growth. Because this is not a Europe of citizens, this is a Europe of numbers. And this is not a Europe that can be sustained or sustainable. We hope, as Paul mentioned, that the Commission and Council and everyone involved will immediately look at this proposal and apply it. There needs to be a solidarity mechanism in Europe to support countries in need under strict conditions and rules approved by ECOFIN, which we don't today. And this is the deficit. Think of the International Monetary Fund, and I close here. The International Monetary Fund has been unacceptably, in my view, allowed to be discussed for the past few weeks as a potential for quote-unquote saving Greece or other European countries in need. Eurozone countries, I emphasize. The fact of the matter is, however, that what the IMF does is two things. One, it imposes very strict consolidation measures, and two, it simultaneously lends